No, Wednesday.
Okay, we have, call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock, and it is May 24th, 2022. We'll have a pledge of allegiance to start. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, council, you have the May 10, 2022 minutes. Any corrections, any?
I make a motion that we accept the May 10th, 2022 minutes.
I second the motion.
It's moved and seconded to accept the, or approve the May 10th, 2022 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, first item of the unfinished business is Armada update. I'm going to hand that information over to Barbara.
I got an email finally from Dan Jess from Armada Corp. He was the gentleman that gave us the presentation. His email reads, "I really apologize for the delay in getting back to you. We have had people out of the office for various reasons, including myself. We will be working on this next week. To answer your question about debit credit cards, debit cards are handled as credit cards through the system and all requirements are followed. The fact that you do not have a website is on my mind, and we are working on setting up a URL to send customers to where they can make their payment online as well as at the point of sales at City Hall, but I believe that we will have a plan for this soon. Feel free to call with any questions as well." This was dated the 19th. And that's the end of the email.
Okay, so does council have any questions?
Sure. So what would it take for the town to set up a website? I mean, I'm not a computer guru, but is it, I guess, how difficult is that? Would that be for the town to have its own website for that kind of stuff?
I truly don't think that it is hard or quote-unquote expensive. I think the upkeep and the updating is what's the possible headache that would be part of that.
Yeah, I was just curious because I don't know how it all works.
Yeah. If council wants to look into that, we can.
I mean, I think we could, being, they said they're gonna probably have an idea, but we don't know how long exactly that might take them, so I don't think it'd be a bad idea for something for us to look into.
Yeah. There are unofficial Lind websites that's out there.
But there's not an actual town,
Right.
an official town website, correct?
Right. So we'll look into that. All right. So anything else for Mr. Jess? No? Okay. Moving on to the new business, council. You have a Prius. Sheet, it's double-sided, if you hadn't noticed.
Didn't want it, but I do now.
Find it. It's from Autosmith. And what had happened on a trip on the highway, some warning lights that threw onto the dash, and the Prius made it back home. I took it in to Chris Madison's to do a estimate, and what you have in your hand is the estimate of fixing the problem internal, what did he call it? VSC. Anyway, it's a vehicle stability code. And it's not real necessary at the moment, but he would not guarantee you might take it out. You may not get back to the garage. You can see by the other side, or the second side, he gave me, in order to fix it with new parts, $2,890.06. If you used parts, if they are available, it's $1,065. You can see that the reprogramming for Toyota is the same. The diagnosis that he gave us was the same, and it needs to have the anti-skid module replaced, and that stayed the same. So it's the big component that is the spending. Used parts is $500 versus new parts $2,325. So right now we can take it to and from the bank at Ritzville. But like I said, he's not gonna guarantee anything coming back. So right now it's parked in the garage. So it's not being used.
I see he's got on this used part, if available, I guess we need to ask him if he can actually find out if it's available or not, instead of just saying, well, fix it with the used part, and then all of a sudden, we're getting a $3,000 bill because there wasn't a used part. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he can find out for sure, if he can get a used part,
For sure.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but, I mean, yeah, I would think I would wanna find that out,
Before you make a decision.
yes.
Yep. Okay.
I have an agreement on that. I used anti-skid module. The probability, just off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I bought a new one. I know it's a heck of a lot more, but at least you can use it with the confidence that you're going to get from point A to point B and back
Right.
without interruption.
Right, but if you look, Jim, the new one, I'm not saying I used one of those. The used part that he's really saying is expensive isn't even really named on here, it's just, you know what I mean? Cause all the other parts are the same price whether they're used or new. If you look at this, the way he's got it broke down.
It's the stability control.
Yeah, because the anti-skid module and stuff, they're all the same price whether it's new or used.
Right. So what we're talking about is the stability control module,
Right.
which
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I
Yes.
guess we should put that on the list as well. If we replace the anti-skid module at $220, that's not really doing what we need to do.
No.
Right, yeah, this will be, these two lists are whether you wanna fix everything, new or used.
Yeah.
And the expensive used, new part versus the used part is gonna be that, what she said. And I don't know enough about those battery cars to
No.
really be a good judge, to be honest with you.
You say, that's beside the point in all actuality. If we are able to find the used part, that's $500, what's the guarantee? I guess we need to ask that as well. You know,
Yeah, a couple,
if it's 6 years or 6,000 miles,
by then that car's, I'm guessing, will probably be down the road anyway.
Well, it is a 2009,
Especially when the batteries go dead in it,
and,
it costs more to replace the car.
it cost us a whole lot of nothing to get. This was given to the town from a Vista.
right,
Oh.
right,
So,
we did not
if-
pay
if
for
you
this
did-
vehicle,
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
state that in the beginning.
Is that what they gave the town to put all them solar panels up on there?
No,
No, that was the Vista.
they were getting new
Alright, I won't
rigs.
open that can, disregard what I said.
They were getting new rigs, so,
Are we able to get quotes from different mechanics, maybe Toyota? If we're gonna go all the way, I feel like maybe taking it to a Toyota
Well,
dealership.
okay, here's
That's a good
the reason why I dropped it at Chris's. The lights were on, they were, and he's there. I did not trust it to go anywhere else at that time. But if he says that we can, go farther and then, get a different quote, is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Dealership, right? Okay. 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 Anything else?
I didn't have anything. Laura?
Okay. So that's direction, yeah. Okay, council, the building permits that you have before you. One is for Bernadine Reed, for doing heat pump, circuit breakers, things like that, basin refrigerator. Mr. Wold, you had mentioned when you were in the office that you were going to want to be doing a new roof, so this is, doesn't have to be addressed tonight, but you said that your company, you don't know when that they
In
would
the
be.
contract, yeah, they are supposed to, if I have to end up paying for it, I will, but in the contract, they're supposed to pay for it, but yeah.
Okay, so, but the actual application, did not get filled out when you were in the office, so this is a courtesy, I guess.
Okay.
If that's what you want to pre-approve now and to,
That's fine.
okay,
They've already put the stuff on top of my roof. When I was at work the other day, so I thought I was gonna get a phone call, but that
Okay.
didn't happen.
so,
They
you're
haven't
gonna,
tore into it yet.
you're gonna excuse yourself of any vote on this one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Bernadine Reed's building permit,
Central Air.
Central Air. Building permit, application, permit, application, how about that? Does that work? Approval? No, no approval. That's
I make a motion, we approve Bernadine's building permit.
I second the motion.
okay, moved and seconded to approve the permit application for Bernadine. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the other permit application for Mr. Wold. Roofing, re-roofing.
I make a motion, we accept it.
I second that as well.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the application for Mr. Wold, re-roofing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? And Mike did not say, so motion carries. Okay, with the agenda, council, there is a blue sheet, I believe it says emergency management at the top for Adams County. What I would like for you to do is take time and read, Sandy Duffy came to the office and presented this and said that Lynn has a choice, I guess, to renew their commitment to this. On the second page, benefits of participating in the plan update process. We would have an understanding, or they would have, Adams County would have an understanding how a community is vulnerable to natural hazards, public safety, the identification of mitigation projects and strategies that can reduce the impact of natural hazards and reduce the loss of life and property. Recovery portion would be minimize downtime, accelerate recovery, and reduce the cost of disaster response. Grant eligibility, to be eligible to receive FEMA mitigation grant fundings to complete mitigation projects in your community. Partnerships, that would be between Adams County and all the surrounding towns to identify strategies to reduce risk countywide and to increase your capabilities and capacities to respond and recover from natural disasters. And when she visited the office, she just said that it would be letter of intent, this template, that the council could direct me to type and send off to become part of this program. On the front sheet, it's got your level of effort that would need to be given to Adams County. Do you remember Jay Weiss? Okay, she took his place. So we were part of his umbrella there. Participate in the process, you can read that, those paragraphs there. Cost, primarily funded by a FEMA planning grant. The grant match will be met by tracking in-kind labor. But if we decide to do this, the next bulleted item there needs to be adopted by resolution for each town, each jurisdiction there. So we don't have to respond until the end of June. So I'm giving you this now so that you can have some time to digest that. Okay, so that's on your to-do list, please. Code compliance officer has some information for the council, I believe.
Right. The house numbers, didn't find any more. I'm gonna give you these. These are a letter that I would like to, with your permission, add to the water bill to see if the trustee homeowners will do anything. This is ordinance number 211 from 1973 that said you have to have numbers on all your houses. And that's 48 years ago, and there's a lot of houses here that don't have it. It's still like 42.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
And if I can't see it, if I have to hunt for this number, that's not what it says here.
Yeah,
And it was, if you read section 2, it shall be the duty and obligation of the owner of the property to procure and have displayed proper letters and numerals to identify the premises. In 73.
Needs that, they need it too.
Excuse me?
You know, deliveries.
That's right, right, it says, well, section 3 says That's the reason for all these deliveries, the emergencies, the fire, and everything else like that. And if we had mail delivery, you'd have to have the numbers on the house for the mail delivery, so that's it. If it is approved by the council, like they put this in the water bill, and people that don't have water is gonna get the letter through the mail. That's it. And hopefully they'll put them on. If not, then it's up to the council to figure out what to do next.
Yeah, next step.
Next step. There really is no step in this, but it's still non-compliance of an ordinance, which some say are misdemeanors, some places in the,
Well, I think what is important to stress is the emergency, the ambulance, the fire. You know, some of us go back 2 or 3 people, but that, we're in that house. And, you know, the EMTs, they don't know that history, so they don't know where to go. And we need to step it up with our residents. But anyway, if that's agreeable, approvable, what do you think?
I make a motion to approve the submission of this letter into all residents.
that don't have, it's only residents that don't have the numbers.
Okay,
I said,
all residents that are not numbered.
Okay, moved and seconded to insert a reminder for those that need house numbers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Right, USDA RD has announced that $32,000 for the lift station grant has been approved as of May 18th, 2022. And remember, in your paperwork, the total project was $58,132.08. The town was required to do their dollar amount before the grant would come through. Well, now the grant has come through because we have spent our share, so. The assistance from RCAC, which is Rural Communities Assistant Corp, with that big thick book, that binder of small water system management plan has begun. We had a Zoom meeting and with Department of Health, and I believe Joe was on it and Mr. Nelson was on it. The Century West has agreed to help us with any and all of the graphics that are needed in that notebook, so that has begun. John Wayne Trail Riders are on schedule. I heard that they were at Ryegrass the other night. They should be in land this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So with Memorial Day weekend, if you've never gone up to the cemetery to see the flags that are placed up there, the cemetery board honors our servicemen and women with a display of flags at their grave sites. So thank you, Myra, since you're on the board. Appreciate your efforts there. Combine Demolition Derby weekend is coming up, which is June 10 through 12. The Land Lions Club is working hard at the Derby grounds. Kitty Parade and Grand Parade, I haven't heard of any theme yet for the Kitty Parade.
I think it's animals.
Animals,
here's pets.
Or pets, something like that, yeah.
Pets,
just plain old pets.
Yeah.
Okay. Your favorite pet? Okay, so that's in the works. The town is getting spiffed up, lots of work being done, and personally, I think it's a good thing for the town to have this event to happen and pull us back together as a community. And speaking of flags, The flags that are gonna be displayed, they will stay up until after Flag Day, which is June 14th. So we'll go through the weekend and then a couple of days for June 14th. The last but not least here, correspondence from Mr. Heaps, the town attorney. He states that he is in agreement with the engineer's readings of the ordinance, which is also consistent with other municipalities that he's worked with himself. Property owners are responsible for the maintenance of all underground pipe from their home to the town's main. So, that he did get back, to the town with that information. With that, I'll return to the agenda for the Finance Committee, and I believe, council, there are 2 warrants that are needing to be approved.
Yes, ma'am. Myla, did you find anything?
I didn't.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the warrant check register dated 5/9/2022 to 5/23/2022 in the amount of $29,473.92.
I second it.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register, May 9th through May 23rd of 2022. Dollar amount is $29,473.92. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
There's another EFT that needs to be approved in the amount of $10,956, and it's an EFT for the USDA Rural Development. I make a motion that we approve that.
I second it.
Moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register for the USDA Rural Development, $10,956.00. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Then we have the outstanding invoices. Make a motion to approve the outstanding invoices dated from April 29th, 2022 to 5/15/2022 in the amount of $24,964.72.
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the, outstanding invoices, April 29th to May 15th, $24,964.72. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, comments, concerns from the council, Mr. Duke.
Me tonight, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Wold.
Not tonight.
Okay. Ms. Gordon.
I'll pass.
Okay. Ms. Duke. Mr. Dorchet.
I have something I'd like to read. The public comment sign-in sheet at the Town of Lynn Council meeting. Limit to 4 minutes per person. Citizens with comments related to a specific action agenda item will be called first. Time permitting, additional citizens may be permitted to speak on a non-agenda item at the discretion of the mayor and council. Everyone speaking before the council will be required to do so in a civil manner. Council will not tolerate personal attacks on individual council members, town staff, or any persons or groups. Derogatory language will not be permitted. Council's number one priority is to conduct business for the citizens of the town. All citizens who wish to address council should do so in an appropriate manner. Council may make closing comments directly following the public and extended public comments session. That's all I have.
All right, with that, on the sign-up sheet, Sherry Dorshak is first.
Okay. I'm going over there only because he's gonna help me, okay? Okay, where I live right now, I meet lots of people. And one of the groups that I just recently met 2 days ago works for all of you in the state. They go from state, area to area to area, you name it, they go. And they work on bridges. Now, are you guys concerned about the bridge that we use over there on the way to the freeway? It's got lots of holes in it, and it needs a lot more repair than just filling those holes. So I talked to Chris, he's the head of the group that they go around to these different bridges. And they need to have us call. Who do they have to call?
Washington State Department of Transportation.
I don't know why I can't say it, but I don't. And we need to call. Now, Chris said they go and they patch up little bridges all the time. Freeway, anywhere, you know? And he said that if we don't call, those bridges only get a little makeup on them, you know, because it's not that important. When we as a town and people who use that bridge call and ask that it get fixed, the more people that call, the more times that you call, those are the people who get their bridges all fixed. That includes freeway bridges, okay? So for me, I hate driving on that bridge because it's got so many holes, like brand new tires, because I had to. I don't want to get stranded on that bridge. Too much traffic.
Which bridge did you say, excuse me, which bridge did you say again?
The one just before you get on the freeway,
Oh, okay,
all the way over the hill,
okay.
okay? And a lot of us have to use that. A lot of people use the other bridges too. But every bridge that needs fixing is not being fixed because it's not important to the people at all. And all it takes is phone calls, okay? I don't know if you're interested in that or not. The other thing that somebody brought up to me a couple months ago was about the dogs. And I know that some people don't think that we need to have a dog park where people can walk their dogs, take the dogs and stuff. We can't ask the town to work with the dogs. We can't ask any worker here to take care of the dogs, okay? Or the property. Finding the property is one of the problems. Finding a place to park is another problem. But you also have to have somebody that is willing to go and make sure that that park is taken care of. And if you have somebody like that, that they're retired, they just want to do it. You could have several people that would volunteer, you know, day here, day there, you know. I think it would work. I know it doesn't always work. You have to have somebody make sure it's cleaned up. I would plow it down once a month or 2 months, you know, because it's good for the ground to be plowed up and then rolled up. So I think it could be worked. But finding that property, I haven't found it yet. And Bernadette, she's the one that gave me this idea, and I think it's a great idea. She doesn't want to talk tonight, but I'm proud of her, so.
Did you have a phone number about the bridges that you'd like people to call?
I don't think I have it yet because this happened.
No, we don't have it. We
So
sure
just-
said get it.
I can get it. I work for the DOT. I can get you that number. I don't have it on me right
I
now,
was
but I can
thinking-
have it at the next meeting,
Okay,
or I can have it posted downtown, but
And the community.
I know
board?
part of the problem with the bridges is we have bridge crews.
uh-huh,
Unfortunately, they're gonna take the bridge on I-90, you know, the Vantage Bridge is gonna take precedence over like
but the
the
call,
bridge on 21. I totally get what you're saying, and I'm not trying to defend the DOT, trust me, because I have my own issues with the way they do things, but it's, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna win that battle, but it's gonna take a lot.
okay,
And unfortunately, that's their fix. Look how many times they fixed the Vantage Bridge and just throwing Band-Aids on it till all of a sudden there's a hole all the way
that's the
through
way
it.
most of the bridges
And
are.
then they come in and actually fix it like it should have been, you know, but
It's because of the phone calls.
yeah, it's,
I want to point something else out to you real quick, because I only have 4 minutes, and I don't know where I am. Anyway, this is the middle of a street. This is the line, okay? It's imaginary line. Okay, Chris, being the boss, doesn't make any difference. Any one of those people that you see on the freeway, Jackie's another one, she works with the freeways. These people are standing right next to that line. And you guys are going 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Now, we have to lower our speed because I don't think I ever knew that there were so many people like Chris and Jackie that are killed every year in our state. The nation has an even bigger number, okay? But we don't take into account that these people are right there. You have your mirrors on the sides of your vehicles, like, especially like pickups, say for instance, you know, or you have a trailer or a truck go by and it knocks those cones down. When those cones fly in the air, Chris has been hit by that and ended up in the hospital. He's been in there about 8 times, I think he said. Anyway, broken bones, you know, they last a long time. So I think that if we all take into account the people that are working for us in this state or anywhere else in the US or anywhere in the world, I think we need to be nice and slow down and take them into account. Do you want to be one of the people that kills somebody on the street? I don't. I know I have a friend who killed a little old lady in Florida, and she has to live with that. And the lady wasn't in the crosswalk, she just was walking across, but she killed her. So it's not just the workers, but it's us too. We're past, you know, we're walking on the streets. Okay, 4 minutes is up. Thank you.
Next is Denise Sneed.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you 2 things. Well, the ordinances for the water vote that they made, that you're not gonna sell water to any outside entities, where's that ordinance?
we're in the process of getting that taken care of. It's getting addressed.
Usually it's done the next meeting, so it's been 2 meetings now, but, and the other one regarding, well, if Paula Bell just said what Mitchell Heaps told her about that ordinance regarding the sewer, did she provide you guys with copies of the emails to him? You guys voted that she should do that.
You have a copy of that, don't you?
That should be in an ordinance as well, because you guys voted on it, so I hope those will be ready next meeting. And then the COVID funds, Paula, in 2020, you got COVID funds for the town, and then in 2021, you got the 78,000, and then you're supposed to get 78,000 more this year in the COVID funds. So what did you get in 2020?
Nothing.
You got nothing?
It's only two installments.
Cause Odessa got $30,000 or $20,000, so I don't know why you would have gotten nothing. I thought every single town got that money.
No.
So AC/DC didn't give you guys anything. Okay, that's it, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Anna Dobbins.
Okay, first off, I'd like to say I'm losing my sight, makes it a little hard to read, so please bear with me. I'd like to start by saying I'm here to address the council and not argue or be sidetracked by the mayor. I request the mayor remain quiet while I address council. I was told the mayor would contact me when the May bill came out to discuss the overages I disputed. I was told April 21st, we would see a small credit on our bill for an accounting error. Barbara stated that she had put a decimal point in the wrong spot. The credit was not on my May bill, nor have I gotten any call from the mayor to discuss my account. All I have gotten is a bill with almost double last year's usage for the same time period. Someone did show up at my house, at my meter, the first week of May. When asked what he was doing, he said that he was an engineer sent to see about changing my meter out to a smart meter, which makes me wonder why, if there are so many issues being caused by these meters in the town, why do you want to switch mine out? I've gotten no calls, no help to resolve this, no suggestions on how to check if my meter is metering correctly, no suggestions on how to check for leaks, something that I am willing to do despite the fact that my plumbing was all new in September of 2018. I had to look up everything myself. I was left to figure it out on my own, which is something I stated at the April 26th meeting, and the mayor told me I was wrong about that. Well, here I stand, I've had to figure it out for myself. I know of one person that got a huge bill after the town claimed her meter was not working right. Then a lower bill came to her, said it was an accounting error, that she was billed for 11 months instead of 18. No meter should be going that long, not working in any town. Another meter that I know of has not worked for 2 years now, and that person has not received a single bill with an overage, according to her, as of yesterday. She's never received an overage bill. I keep encountering and hearing of accounting errors. This raises the question of how someone can be the town of Hatton clerk for several years, yet not be able to do the same job here. According to the state auditor's report on the town of Hatton, dated July 2019, Barbara had the same issues and was found to have been misappropriating public funds as well as payroll taxes.
That's out of line.
Excuse me.
That's out of line.
Excuse me, I have the report, I've read it.
Okay, but that's out of
Okay,
line.
It's not out of line, I'm asking a question and I'm addressing the council, so please stop.
I think maybe we should, since this is getting out of control, I think maybe we should.
How is it getting out of control? I'm asking a question, I'm trying to read a statement and I'm almost done. So how is it getting out of control? I have this right by RCW to address the council. Okay, so, again, it raises the question, and then how did she get the job with that on her background, and she's supposed to have an active bond. As an accountant with an accounting background, I'm actually embarrassed by the job that's being done by what we consider our town clerk. In conclusion, I am aware the council has no authority in town workings or inter-town related mayor-handled issues, but as council does have authority over the mayor, I felt council should be aware of how the mayor is handling this stuff and how they are being done here, or not being done, whatever the case may be. Thank you for your time.
What's your address? So I can put it in my notes.
3 North Nielsen.
North Nielsen, 3 North Nielsen, okay.
And I've already figured out what the problem is, but with no contact from the town, there's been no resolution or anything on it because they're not following through.
So do you, I don't know what the issue is, but I'm just gonna ask you, is it a faulty meter, is that what you're?
No, sir, it is not.
Okay, so it's not a meter issue?
No.
Okay, I'm just,
Meters
I
are-
thought that's what you were, sorry.
I did look up how to check the meter to make sure it was properly reading the water usage. And I did do the check according to what I found, and it was found to be reading correctly.
And Mr. Wold, we can, give you a history of that address as well.
Okay. Yeah, it was,
Okay, Tamara Grohl,
Well, my issue, I don't have an issue. Well, I have an issue. We all know what my issue is.
right. Unfortunately, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's huge. Last Wednesday, I woke up to my basement filled with my neighbor's sewage,
Oh,
4 inches.
no.
But that's not where I'm going with this. I would really like to have a copy of the ordinance that was in place before it was changed in 2009 regarding the sewers.
Okay.
okay, anything else? Yes, ma'am.
While Jeff was gone for a week, I worked on pulling weeds and stuff, and we have a trailer load, and I called yesterday to find out if you guys have dump key. Did you guys get a dump key back yet? Cause I know he does, okay, thank you.
Hopefully more than one.
Okay, anything else? Okay.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, moving seconded to adjourn,